Hi everyone, welcome to a quick review of Geometry Lesson 1-3. The lesson started off where we learned how to name an angle. So for this angle here, there are several possible names. I can name it angle XYZ, and you want to make sure when you're picking the three letters, you trace around the outside of the shape. Okay, so XYZ. I can name it angle ZYX, that is technically different. And I can name it angle Y, assuming that there's only two rays attached and I don't have a third ray on here. I can also name it with the special number that's on the inside, so angle 2 would also work. So these are the four different names for this angle. Now the next thing we learned how to do is how to measure an angle. So what you would do is you'd take your protractor and you'd line it up so that the center of your protractor is over the vertex of the angle, and this ray along the bottom of the angle is pointing towards 0 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count up. So this is 0, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. This looks like about 131 degrees. Okay, so always count up and make sure that if the angle is obtuse, which this one is, that you get an obtuse angle measure when you measure it. So many people use the wrong numbers along the outside of their protractor. They don't count up and they would tell me that this is a 49-degree angle. That's not right because this is an obtuse angle, so my measurement needs to represent an obtuse angle. 131 is an obtuse measurement. Now the next thing we learned how to do is to draw an angle. So when you draw an angle, you start off by using the bottom of your protractor to create a straight ray for your angle. Okay, put the vertex there. And then you're going to line that up with the center of your protractor and make sure that the ray points to 0 degrees. Then you're going to count up to the number that you need. I need 45, so 10, 20, 30, 40. 45 is right here. I put a little dot there on my page. And then again, I'm going to use the bottom of the protractor to connect that dot to my vertex. Okay, make sure you use a straight edge to do that because if it's squiggly, even if you measure it right, the measurement will come out wrong when I try to measure it again. Okay, so make sure you're using the straight edge to make that angle, otherwise the measurements won't come out right. Okay, so we have two more examples. One of them uses the angle addition postulate and the other one uses something else. In this one it says the measure of angle ABC is 56 degrees. So the big measurement is 56 degrees. And ABD is 40 degrees. And they want us to find BDC. So I'll put a little X here so I remember that's what I'm finding. Now I'm going to use the angle addition postulate. Remember, part plus part equals whole. So I have 40 degrees plus X equals the total measure of 56. Now all I have to do is solve this. I'll subtract 40 on both sides to find out that X is 16 degrees. And that's what I needed because see the X is for DBC and I accidentally wrote that wrong. DBC. Okay, so X is 16 degrees. Sorry about that mistake. Our final one, they give us this. BD bisects angle ABC. And they gave us some measurements and they want us to find ABD. The first thing I'm going to do is actually draw a diagram. Now, I have to also think about what that special word means. It says bisect. Bisect means that it's cut into two equal angles. So this angle here is equal to that angle right there. So let me put my letters on here. Here's A, B, C, and D is here. And I'll mark these measurements too. ABD is here, and that's 4x plus 10. And DBC is 6x minus 8. Notice I was careful about where I put them. Don't just assume that they gave you both parts. Sometimes they will give you the big measurement and one part. And you have to say that this part plus this equal part equals the total. So be careful about that. Make sure you read carefully, make your diagram carefully. In this diagram, I see that this 4x plus 10 is equal to this 6x minus 8. So I have 4x plus 10 equals 6x minus 8. And now I just need to solve for x and find a final answer. So I'll subtract 4x on both sides to get 10 equals 2x minus 8. And I'll add 8 to get 18 equals 2x. Then finally, I'll divide by 2 to get x is 9. Now that I know that x is 9, I can find out my other measurements. So the measure of angle ABD is 4 times 9 plus 10. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 10 is 46. So ABD is 46 degrees, and that's what they wanted. So I don't have to bother putting it in the other measurements. I could if I wanted to check my answer, because remember, these are supposed to be equal. So I could do 6 times 9 minus 8 and make sure I still get 46, which I do. So that's it for this video. I hope it helps you with your studying.